Could the next pandemic come from the stars, not from our Earth? It's a question that might sound like it's been ripped from the pages of a science fiction novel, but it's one that scientists have been seriously considering. The possibility that life, and by extension diseases, might have originated from space is not as far-fetched as it initially sounds. This theory is known as panspermia, a term that comes from the Greek words pan, meaning all, and sperma, meaning seed. It's the idea that life exists throughout the universe, distributed by space dust, meteoroids, asteroids, comets, planetoids, and potentially spacecraft in the form of unintended contamination by microorganisms. Now imagine a pandemic originating from space. It's a chilling thought, isn't it? A disease brought to Earth by a comet or an asteroid, silently spreading, undetected until it's too late. This isn't just wild speculation. There are historical events that suggest space has affected Earth's health before. Some researchers even suggest that the 1918 Spanish flu, one of the deadliest pandemics in human history, might have been linked to a comet. The theory is that a comet could have brought the virus to Earth, or a comet's dust could have triggered changes in the Earth's atmosphere that made the virus more deadly. Of course, these theories are controversial and far from proven, but they do make us question our understanding of diseases and where they come from. They also force us to look up at the stars and wonder if the next big threat to our health could come from the vastness of space. It's a thought that takes us out of our comfort zones. It challenges our perceptions and forces us to think outside the box. It's a reminder that we are part of a larger universe, and that universe might hold threats we can't even imagine. But what if such a pandemic did occur? How would it unfold? Conspiracy theories thrive in the unknown, and what is more unknown than space? As we journey beyond our earthly confines, we encounter narratives that challenge our understanding of reality. Tales of extraterrestrial threats and cosmic calamities abound, igniting our imagination and fueling our fears. Let's explore some of these intriguing theories. Consider the Black Knight satellite, an enigma orbiting our planet, shrouded in mystery. Some speculate that it's not just an ordinary satellite but a dormant carrier of alien diseases. Imagine an extraterrestrial pathogen, lying in wait, ready to descend upon us when we least expect it. A pandemic born from the stars, an outbreak that our earthly medicines might be powerless against. A chilling thought, isn't it? Then, there's the theory surrounding one of mankind's greatest achievements, the moon landing. What if it was all a grand illusion, staged not for the space race, but to conceal a more sinister discovery? An alien virus, perhaps, lurking in the lunar dust. The astronauts, the heroes we celebrated, could they have been the first victims of an interstellar plague? Such ideas might sound far-fetched, even foolish, but they provoke a sense of wonder and unease. They compel us to question our place in the universe and our preparedness for the unseen threats it might harbor. Are these theories mere flights of fancy, or do they hint at a deeper truth? Could there be malevolent entities out there plotting our downfall? Or perhaps the universe itself, indifferent to our existence, might one day unleash a cosmic catastrophe that we can't foresee or forestall. These conjectures, as unsettling as they may be, serve a purpose. They force us to confront the infinite unknowns of the cosmos, to prepare for the worst even as we hope for the best. After all, in the vast expanse of space, anything is possible. Conspiracies might be a stretch, but they make us question, what if? A pandemic from space would change our world in unimaginable ways. Imagine waking up one morning to a new reality, a reality where the world as we know it has been reshaped by an unseen force from the cosmos. This is not the plot of a Hollywood blockbuster, but a potential scenario if a pandemic were to descend upon us from the vast expanses of space. In this new world, the first and most immediate change would be in our economies. Markets would reel under the weight of uncertainty. Currency values might plummet as nations scramble to protect their citizens and resources. Global trade, the lifeblood of our modern world, could come to a grinding halt. The world's richest nations might find themselves on shaky ground, their wealth unable to shield them from the invisible invader. The societal impacts would be equally profound. Our daily routines would be turned upside down. Schools, workplaces, public spaces, all could become danger zones. We would retreat into our homes, turning them into sanctuaries against an enemy we cannot see or understand. With the collapse of old power structures, new ones would inevitably rise. Perhaps nations would band together for survival, forming alliances based on mutual aid and cooperation. Or maybe, in the face of a common enemy, we would see the emergence of a single, unified global entity. This new world order could be one where the lines between nations blur, where humanity stands together, not as separate countries, but as one species fighting for survival. In the face of such sweeping changes, we would have to adapt. We would have to learn new ways to communicate, to work, to live. We would have to evolve, not just technologically, but socially and psychologically. We would have to rethink our understanding of the world and our place in it. In such a world, what would humanity do? Would we crumble under the weight of change, or would we rise to the occasion, showing a resilience and ingenuity that has defined us as a species? Only time would tell, but one thing is certain: our world and our lives would never be the same. Faced with a space pandemic, humanity's survival instincts would kick in. Now let's delve into how we might respond to such a crisis. The first line of defense? Spacecraft quarantine zones. Imagine a series of interstellar checkpoints, manned by brave astronauts in biohazard suits, scanning incoming vessels for signs of alien pathogens. These zones could serve as our first warning system, a shield against the unknown. Meanwhile, back on Earth, our best scientific minds would be racing against time. Labs across the globe would transform into alien disease research centers. Microscopes would be trained on samples from the farthest reaches of the cosmos, seeking to unravel the secrets of these extraterrestrial invaders. The creation of an alien disease vaccine would become the world's top priority, an international moonshot for the survival of our species. Speaking of international, the space pandemic could lead to an unprecedented level of global cooperation. Nations would have to set aside their differences and pool resources, forming a united front against the interstellar threat. Trade wars, territorial disputes, political squabbles, all would be put on hold, at least temporarily, as we face a common enemy. But let's not paint too rosy a picture. There's a darker side to consider. A space pandemic could also lead to societal breakdown. Fear and uncertainty could breed conflict. As resources dwindle and panic sets in, the veneer of civilization might start to crack. Survival could come down to the fittest, the strongest, the most ruthless. It's a grim scenario, but one we must be prepared to confront. Then there's the question of isolation. If the disease is highly contagious, we might see entire cities, even countries, sealed off from the rest of the world. How would we maintain our sense of community, our shared humanity, in such a bleak landscape? In the face of such adversity, humanity's resilience would be truly tested. Yet history has shown us time and again that when push comes to shove, we're capable of extraordinary feats. So as we stand on the precipice of this potential space pandemic, we must remember, we are survivors. We adapt, we endure, and we will face whatever comes, together. Space pandemics might seem like science fiction, but the possibility exists. A chilling thought, isn't it? Yet, as we've journeyed through this narrative, we've explored various theories that suggest this could be more than just a figment of our collective imaginations. Let's take a moment to revisit the main points we've discussed. We started with the concept that the next pandemic could originate from space. This idea, while unsettling, is not entirely far-fetched. We delved into the realm of astrobiology, where microorganisms thrive in the harshest conditions known to man, conditions that mirror the vast expanse of space itself. Then we unmasked the unknown, investigating the potential for such a pandemic to occur. We explored how these spaceborne pathogens might behave differently than their Earth-based counterparts. The prospect of our current medical knowledge and infrastructure being ill-equipped to handle such a threat is a sobering one. We moved on to ponder a new reality, a world forever changed by a space pandemic. It's a world where humanity must adapt and evolve to survive, with our very way of life hanging in the balance. In our survival of the fittest scenario, we contemplated how such a pandemic might shape society. The potential for chaos and upheaval is real, but so is the potential for unity and resilience. The human spirit, after all, is known for its ability to rise above adversity. But as we come to the end of this narrative, it's important to remember that these are just theories, possibilities to ponder. The beauty of theories is that they invite us to question, to explore, to seek the truth. They challenge us to look beyond the realm of what we know, to the expanse of what could be. So let's continue to question, to explore, to dream. After all, who knows what the future holds? But one thing is certain. The universe is full of mysteries, and we've only just begun to uncover them.